John Mumford is coming to speak at our church, and I'm doing translations. It's a funny family effort. I'm doing the first meeting, then I think Maija, my mum, is doing the second, and then it's debatable whether I'll be doing the third or the night service or not. But yeah, it's funny. Previously I would get all nervous and excited about doing public speeches or getting in front of people and talking. But now it's very mild. There's not that much. Yeah. Which is interesting. Or I don't know if it's interesting, but I've noticed that things don't. They're maybe going into perspective. I don't stress about stuff nearly as much. Let's see how it goes. The weird thing is I'm feeling tired, and I slept a proper night. I woke up after 7, went to, maybe I haven't slept enough, don't know. Interesting to see. I'll try and post that. I think they published these on SoundHound or SoundCloud or I don't know where, but I'll try and post the link to the audio if I can find it. So, that's the meetings held. I translated one meeting, and I must say that John Mumford was from England, in London, and I must confess I struggled a bit translating for him. And I'm grateful to Maija. She's doing it as I speak. I'm driving to pick up the girls from their birthday party. What do you call it? They went there, I think 3 hours ago, but they're good friends with Pihla, so they should be alright staying there. But the weirdest thing, the whole day, my eyes have felt you know how sometimes when you have a fever your eyes feel ablaze. Well, I had that kind of sensation throughout the day. Don't know why. Unpleasant feeling. And yeah, when I was translating this that I've mentioned earlier, this sound when my ear goes into this weird metallic sound, it's a very unpleasant sensation. Well, that happened, and it threw me off my game when I was interpreting. And then John had a habit of just continue speaking, even though I tried to say something, and that these combined, it was fairly challenging, but I got through, and I think the point got across. I think he was a good speaker, and he had this British sense of humor, which I thoroughly enjoy. But how do I say? Americans are a lot easier. There's no two ways about it. They're typically their language is a lot simpler, and they're easier to translate. I bet Maya has lived in England for years and years and years, so she do just fine. But yeah. And all the talk was about healing and how Kingdom of God is like a picket fence, that sometimes it's there and sometimes it's air, meaning that sometimes there is, the Kingdom of God is here, and stuff happens, but sometimes there's nothing there. Which goes into this now and not yet theology. I just hope it would be, at some point for me, it would be now. But I'm glad that but at some point it will be for me. So my hope isn't in stuff here and now. It's in the, as Salvation Army people say, life after death for a Christian is a promotion to glory. So that's where my hope is. So here we are on the boat. I'm going to leave to Sweden. I have no idea why we booked this trip. But it is what it is. And here we are. We got a better cabin. It has instead of bunk beds, it has a double bed, and the content of the fridge belongs to us, and it's on the 11th deck, and we can see down to promenade, which I've done this too many times. I find it utterly boring. My condition, it clearly gets to me, because it hasn't gotten worse, but I'm starting to be more and more aware of that I've lost a lot. I lost my ability to walk any prolonged distances. I've lost the ability to move fast. Today I was picking my nose, but the dexterity in my fingers, it's not good. And yeah, we had John Mumford. I think my mom at the moment is translating for him, and we're on the boat. I translated once. So yeah, mom's translating John. But even though Ari was commenting when I was walking for lunch for the meeting, is there something wrong with your leg? Hello? I have a condition. that, according to the neurologist, will put me in a wheelchair. Oh yeah, that's one thing. There was somebody called Terhi Rantaojala, who's the wife of the pastor couple of the church plant, a vineyard church plant. Is it in Tampere? Or Turku? I can't remember. My ignorance is showing. But anyway, she does triathlon, and apparently at a fairly seriously. And just to make conversation, I asked that, what might be your average speed, cycling wise? And then there was discussing how long does a triathlon take, and apparently the Olympic and the shorter competitions, they're only used for practice. They're not real. Then when it is, I think it was 3 kilometers of swimming, 180 kilometers of cycling, and then a marathon. So I got interrupted recording my triathlon stuff, and the main point was that I was trying to make, not list all the distances, but was that Terhi Rantaojala, her average speed cycling, this is the thing I asked, I was making conversation, it was 32 kilometers an hour, which she regretted that her pace has dropped down to 30 kilometers an hour. I've once in my lifetime got up to 30 kilometers an hour. In the duration of this stint, it was like an hour or something like that. So they're made out of different stuff, these people. But then again, I'm a programmer. I'm a consultant, not an athlete. Arrived in Silja Line this morning, I don't know, was it 10 o'clock or so? And we walked off the boat, and the walkway here in Sweden is horribly long. And we walked all the way from the boat up to Gärdet, which is the, what do you call it? The bus number 1 goes there, and then there's the tube station. I was trying to get Terhi to get on the tube, and she was having none of it. So we took the bus all the way down to Scandic Haymarket, after which we walked all the way to Gamlastan, and then I had obviously popping into stores and stuff like that. But this walk from the boat and then walking in Gamlastan, I started to feel quite horrible already then. And I was sitting down a lot whenever I had the chance. Then I had an idea that the Flying Elk, it's in Gamlastan, which is a Michelin recommended restaurant. I thought, yeah, we'll go in there and have lunch. But unfortunately it was closed, and then we just went to a cafeteria. Girls had soft ice. What is it called? I don't know. Pehmis. And I had a raspberry smoothie.
and Terhi went for a latte. All good, and then we continued walking, took the bus back to the terminal or the port, and then again this horribly long walk up to the boat. I haven't had this for a long time, and I've kind of wondered, would it reappear if I would do a bit more walking? Is foot drop. I've now educated myself. The name of this, when your foot starts flapping. I haven't had any doctors say it's foot drop, but I've seen other people call that on the videos that it's foot drop when it doesn't operate smoothly anymore. It just goes like flop, flop when you walk. And now I got to our cabin, and I am knackered. It's funny. I can do prolonged cycle rides, and then the kind of shaky feeling afterwards, it lasts for a very, limited amount of time. But now, not feeling it good at all. And I've been lying down for 2 hours nearly. It's 3 o'clock now. The boat leaves in 2 hours, and then I'm hoping to persuade the girls to go and, or at least the wife, to go and eat some sushi downstairs. They have a restaurant down there. I was looking at them yesterday, and they were already saying that you can go and order from the kids menu from a different restaurant, and you could come and eat in here. So I'm hoping I'm doing that. Yesterday we went to Happy Lobster or something like that. Yeah, we had oysters. Yeah, that was something we did yesterday. 6 oysters altogether. With me and Terhi, we shared them. There was some kind of offer for, was it 12 euros for 6 oysters. I've eaten them once in Brussels before, and there I didn't get that. They weren't as good. I think they even were alive in Brussels. I'm not sure. That was a step too far for me. But these ones yesterday, they were quite nice. And Terhi liked them. But now it's a bit of work, and then off to the restaurant in this floating prison called Silja Symphony. So I thought I'd say a couple of words. And end this video. So basically we did our trip to Sweden. I thought I'd work yesterday. I did some of my personal development work, and I got caught up in that, and I didn't come to work, which, yeah, it cost me quite a lot. But a man needs to do something that he enjoys occasionally. But basically, during the Swedish trip, I felt horrible during the day after we walked around in Stockholm. And it subsided then during the evening. I was capable of going to dinner and then later to
uh, I think we went to the nightclub on the ball, and the girls got non-alcoholic drinks with a neon stick in them, and they were pleased about that. They didn't have any gluten-free beer, so I just drank water. But they did have a deal that you would get. I drink a particular gluten-free beer from Alko occasionally, and it costs over €5 a bottle. But they had first of all, they had it on sale, or the normal price was $3.50 a bottle, which is excellent. And then on top of that, they had some kind of a sale that 6 bottles altogether, they were like €15, which makes it a decent price. But anyway, so I felt horrible on the, what do you call it? The trip on the boat. And then yesterday I was just sitting down and didn't really, but now I came to work, and again, I'm feeling horrible. My hands are numb, and my walking is bad. Very unpleasant feeling. And now, yeah, this is why I keep these videos, that I can look, now when I start thinking about it, I have felt worse than previously. But it does still, when I feel horrible, then it feels it doesn't feel nice. And one thing that I'm thinking, that maybe this is just what I see because the disease is progressing, and I make up how I feel, and that I'm oblivious to my condition. There's just deteriorating to, yeah. But regardless of my condition, what I think about it, Jesus Christ is my Lord and King. Yours too.